Thanks a lot. Great to see you. All right, so for our next innovator, Atanu Basu, center stage, man. Here's your clicker. Tell us about Ayata.
Two of the most talked about business topics today would be oil and gas and big data analytics. And we see a marriage in the making. Oil and gas is obviously one of the largest industries in the world. It produces affordable energy that powers every business worldwide. At Ayata, when we think about big data analytics, we think Google car, the self-driving car. It's an amazing example of decision-making using big data. And today we're going to talk about a technology we invented and refined over a period of 10 years, mostly as an R&D outfit called Prescriptive Analytics. We believe Prescriptive Analytics can help find more oil, produce more oil, and do it with a smaller environmental footprint than we do it today. So first, the Cinderella story that the governor of Colorado talked about, the governor of North Dakota talked about, the speaker from Statoil, the speaker from NGP all talked about. Whether you like energy independence or energy security, US is going to overtake Saudi Arabia and be the largest oil producer in the world in a couple of years. We are already the largest natural gas producer in the world. Why does an industry that is doing so well need prescriptive analytics? So 3 facts about the horizontal drilling and the hydraulic fracturing that made this energy boom possible. We can now extract oil and gas out of these tight rocks more economically and more profitably than we have been able to do before. And 3 facts, one you know well, one has been talked about, one may not be talked about as much. First, this. You know all about it. General public, national media, policymakers, all are talking about it. So I'm going to skip that one. The other fact is the shale wells decline faster. So a well in Eagle Ford that is producing 1,000 barrels a day today, within a year may produce 200 barrels a day, and after the second year may produce 120 barrels a day. So we have to keep putting new holes in the ground to keep the energy boom going. And putting new holes in the ground obviously has multiple ramifications to the environment, to the citizens, to the government, and all the industries that are dependent on oil and gas. And the third is the 80-20 rule of fracking. 80% of the production today come from 20% of the frack stages. This is a data from PacWest Capital Partners from 2013. In other words, fracking is inefficient. And the reason it is inefficient because there is a lot going on. It's an engineering marvel that keeps getting better. And during every step of the exploration and production process, we use and generate enormous amounts of data that fall in different categories. We have images, seismic, mud logs, well logs, offset logs. We have sounds of drilling, fracking, completion, production that fiber optic sensors record down the wellbore. We have videos of downhole camera monitoring fluid flow coming out. We have texts, the copious notes that the drillers and the pumpers take. We have artificial lift data. We have production data. We have frac stage data. All these data have to be synthesized and made sense of to improve production and lower the environmental footprint. I'll give you one small example of one data set. So this is how a camera records fluid flow coming out. The dark globules are the oil coming out along with water and gas. 11,558 feet underground. Now, using our software, what you will see, the red boundaries are what our software is drawing around the oil globules, and at the top, it is reporting how much oil is coming out and at what flow rate. So you took data that wasn't as useful, just by using some algorithms, got a huge amount of use out of it. Now think about combining that with images, sounds, text, and numbers. And that sets up the stage for prescriptive analytics. So prescriptive analytics, what it does, it uses the other 80-20 rule of big data. The 80-20 rule of big data is 80% of the world's data today is unstructured. Videos, images, sounds, texts. We are exchanging data right now in this conference. Think about putting that in rows and columns and processing it. So are we all wasting each other's time? So the definition of data has evolved. It's not something that fits in rows and columns and then we look at and make business decisions. This is data. So what prescriptive analytics does, it takes all forms of data to look ahead and make best decisions about what lies ahead. Let me expand on that. It predicts what will happen, when, why, and then it prescribes how do I take advantage of this predicted future without disrupting other priorities. So I don't rob Peter to pay Paul. You're driving, you see a car slowing down in front of you, you hit the brake. Your foresight prevented an accident, creating another in the process, you got hit. So the decisions we make when we look ahead have to take into account our other constraints. Think about getting more oil out, we're reducing the environmental footprint. And that's where technologies like this, Google-like technologies, have to come to oil and gas. So some oil and gas examples, not a comprehensive list, of course. For the unconventional energy, think where to drill, where to frack, how to complete these wells, and why. A prediction would be where to drill, where to frack, why. A prescription would be how to complete these wells for maximum production with minimum footprint. For a conventional offshore well, it would be which pump, electric submersible pumps, those that GE make, which pump will fail, when, why? And how do I preempt the anticipated production loss that will transpire from that pump failure? Pump stops, no oil comes out. So we started, when we were in the R&D phase, started working with the regular customers that adopted this kind of French technologies, Cisco, Microsoft, Dell, Juniper, and others. And now we are in oil and gas. Apache and one of the best E&P companies are our first customers working with unconventional and conventional. And we expect the list to grow. Thank you so much for your time.
Atanu, thank you so much.
Thanks.